All right, here we go. My name's Jeff K, and you're listening to episode 498 of the world-famous West Virginia Surf Report podcast.
Good boy, my ass.
498. We're getting there. We're almost to the end. Well, not the end. The end of the first 500. We're almost to episode 500, and we're collecting messages that we're going to sprinkle throughout that episode. And I encourage and I urge all of you to call in and wish me and Zip congratulations on 500 episodes. I know it's weird to ask people for congratulations, but it'll add to the show, and there'll be random sprinkled throughout, just comments, calls, and if you want to be by the way, you don't have to do shtick. You don't have to call in and try to be funny or anything. You don't have to do any. You don't have to do stand-up comedy or anything. Just call up and say, my name is whatever your name is, and I'm calling from wherever you're calling from, and wish us congratulations on the 500 episodes. And then we'll sprinkle that throughout. I've already got a bunch, but I want more. I'm never happy. Just insatiable. Just have to have more and more and more. So call 570-290-8151. Got about a week left, and then I'll record the 500th, and hopefully you'll have called in and you'll be in that episode, that historic episode. 500 episodes. Isn't that insane? That's a lot of craziness. Speaking of craziness, when I got off work one night this week, I stopped at Sheetz, and I was hungry. Like, I'm often hungry when I get off work. I get off at 10:30, 11, 12, somewhere in that neighborhood, late, and I'm hungry. It's been hours since I've eaten. I mean, I'm a large man. I require regular feeding times, right? So it's probably been, I go to dinner at 6 or something, and then it's 12, 6 hours. That's insane. It takes a lot of fuel to keep this engine running, baby. So I stop in at Sheetz, or sometimes I go to McDonald's, but usually I go to Sheetz. I went in there this night to get some snack wraps. That's right, snack wraps. SCHNACK. Wraps. And there's all kinds of different options. I mean, there's a cornucopia of snack wraps that you can choose from. I choose the crispy chicken, which is just a chicken strip, and it's wrapped in a small tortilla, and then I get shredded cheese, tomatoes, and lettuce. I don't get any kind of dressing or anything. That's all. I just eat it like that. That's good. It's perfect. I get 3 of them. You can choose 2 or 3. 3 is what I get. I get 3 snack wraps generally. Sometimes I get street tacos. Also very good. And I always get 3 of those as well. But I used to get hot dogs, but I've been off the hot dogs there. Anyway, they have pretty good food there. I stopped there to get some snack wraps. I ordered them through the kiosk. My stomach's gurgling. I apologize. I'm a disgusting sow. Just my gut just gurgles and bubbles. Just constantly, all the time. I haven't eaten anything. What is the time? I've had no. Speaking of feeding, regular feeding times. It's 2:14 in the p.m. Haven't eaten a damn thing today. Just had some coffee and some water. Anyway, so what was I talking about? So I went to the kiosk, ordered my stuff, got a bottle of water out of the cooler, walked up to pay the thing. There's some guy up there. I don't know if I've ever seen him before, behind the counter. And I don't want to be offensive or anything, but the guy's like, he looks like the Liberty Bell with a red polo shirt stretched across it, and a head on top of it. So picture the Liberty Bell, red polo shirt, and then a head perched on top of it. And I go up there and I pay, and the guy goes, question of the day. It's like, here we go. First of all, nerd. If somebody says something like that, question of the day, he's going to hit me with some kind of stupidity. I said, He goes, how many holes does a straw have? I said, a straw? Yeah, how many holes does a straw have? I said, one, right? Just one long hole. He goes, very good, very good. He goes, I've been asking that all evening, and most people say two. He goes, but I always say, how many holes does a donut have? And they say one. And I say, well, what's the difference? It's just like a donut, just elongated. I said, all right. I said, well, there you go. That's exactly what I said. One long hole. He goes, that's good thinking. Most people don't get that. I said, well, I'm very proud of myself. I pride myself on straw trivia. He goes, well, most people get it wrong. You got it right. So I said, hell yeah. So I felt pretty good about myself. Had a little spring in my step about that. Got the straw, the question of the day. Old Liberty he hit me with the question of the day. If he hits me with any more, I'll let you guys know. But that was the one that he hit me with the other night. How many holes does a straw have? Do you agree with me? It's just one long hole. One long hole. That's what it is. And the snack wraps, fantastic. They were perfect. They were they do good food over there. The made to order MTO at the Sheetz. I vacillate between the street tacos and the snack wraps. Depending. The street tacos are less food. If you're hungry, if you're really hungry, you have to go with the wraps. And if you're just need a little top off, the street tacos are a good option. Anyway, one long hole. You with me on that? You agree with me on that? He agreed with me. I watched this show on Netflix. I just finished it the other night, and it's a 6-episode. It's called His and Hers. Have you seen this? It's like the most popular thing on Netflix, according to Netflix. Yeah, they have like the top 10 shows on there. When I started watching it, it was number 1. I don't know if it still is, but it's popular, I guess. And it's about this woman who was a news anchor in Atlanta. And she was a celebrity, well known. She's a full blown celebrity, and her kid died, like a child, and she disappeared. They couldn't even get a hold of her. Nobody even knew where she was. Right. So a year went by, and she just shows up out of the blue and says, "I want my job back." And they said, "It's been a year. You've been replaced. The show must go on. We're sympathetic to what you went through, but we have a show that goes on every night, And so she goes, well, will you at least hire me back as a field reporter? Then maybe I can work my way up like I did the first time. They say, you want to be a field reporter? You're a star. You're a big-time celebrity. And she goes, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to start from the beginning again. So she proposes that she covers this murder that happened in her hometown of Dahlonega, Georgia, and she wants to go down there and cover it. She wants to go to Dahlonega and stay there and cover it for days on end. She thinks they can get a lot of mileage out of this murder. Oh, and by the way, her ex-husband is the detective that's investigating this murder, and they don't get along very well. That's how it starts, and that's the premise. Already, I mean, you have to suspend. I mean, it's a ludicrous. It's ludicrous. The whole thing's. But, it's one of those things. I don't get too caught up in that kind of stuff. All I know is if I watch something and it is entertaining, I'm fine with it. If it presents itself as high art and it's ludicrous, then that's a problem. But if it presents itself, I'm just trying to be, when they make something and they're just trying to be entertaining. You can suspend some disbelief every once in a while and just like, all right, I'm rolling with it. That's ridiculous right there. But it moves the story's good. The characters are good. Yeah, so I watched 6 episodes, and the first 5, I enjoyed them. I thought they were really good, Really enjoyed it. The 6th, however... I mean, I don't want to get disgusting, but it was as if while I was watching it, as that final episode unraveled in front of me, it was as if somebody pulled down their pants and was walking, backwards, ass first, up to my computer screen and somehow blew diarrhea all over me. That's my review. That's my review. It's as if while I was watching that final installment of His and Hers, it was as if an ass appeared on screen and magically, somehow, through some kind of I don't know how the science behind it, just exploded liquid feces all over the bunker. The thing was ridiculous. I mean, I can suspend disbelief to a certain point, but that thing was, it almost pisses me off. Like, I spent 6 hours of my life on this thing. Have you seen this? Have you seen this show? It has this twist at the end, and the whole thing's, I don't want to get into it, but have you seen this? Have you seen this show, His and Hers? Did it feel like, episode 6 feel like a diarrhea bath? Just a hot blast, like a shotgun blast of diarrhea. I don't know if that's a good metaphor, but, you know what I mean? That thing was a disappointment. Oh, man. Huge. Sometimes these things have, like, stupid endings. You're like, oh, my God. This thing was, like, always made me angry, Not almost. It did make me angry. And speaking of being angry, are you still sticking with that Curse of Oak Island? Are you still watching that? It's season 13 they're in right now, right? And I have so much time invested in this thing, I feel like I got to watch it. And in fact, we don't have cable anymore, so I don't really have an easy way of watching it. I mean, I watch it on my computer down here in the bunker. It's where I watch a lot of stuff. And I have to watch it on history.com. And I think they only have the most recent 5 episodes. So if I get behind, sometimes I get behind. Because it's not something that's, I'm not like, run. The new episode's out, Every once in a while, like, I should get caught up on that. Because if it goes beyond 5 episodes, it's going to go behind a paywall. I'm going to miss one of them. So I was like, I only had 5. Like, the 5 that I had not seen, right? So I had to watch. I watched 2 of them last night, and that thing's ridiculous. I mean, that thing is like crazy. They haven't found jack shit. They dug millions of holes in that island. That older brother, the Marty, or I don't know, Rick Laginas. Rick Laginas. I guess when he was a kid, he read an article in the Reader's Digest. This is in 1965, supposedly. He read an article in Reader's Digest when he was a little kid about Oak Island, and he was obsessed with it his entire life. Now him and his brother own most of Oak Island, and they've been searching for some treasure that was talked about in that Reader's Digest article for 13 seasons of a TV show. And they haven't found it. They find nothing. I mean, they find stuff, but it's not treasure. They find weird stuff and interesting things. But they have millions and millions of dollars worth of high-tech equipment, and they have the best, they have everything at their fingertips. I mean, they use all kinds of sonar, and they use, just all kinds of crazy equipment. And they don't find jack shit for 13 years. And they don't even act like they're even interested anymore. I mean, they just feel like they're going through the motions. I mean, they don't have any enthusiasm. The people on the show, they're just like, yeah. I mean, there's no enthusiasm, nobody acts like they're excited about it. I think they've all realized, maybe like 2 seasons ago, there's no treasure on this island. What the hell are we doing? I mean, this thing's going to fall apart. We've dug so many holes in this thing. The whole island's just going to crumble, So I watched 2 episodes last night. The thing was like torture. I mean, it's like... And it's like, and it feels like semi-scripted. I'm sure it's not 100% scripted, but it's like they give lines to people to move, to keep the story going, and they recite the line, and then the other person just goes, yeah, everybody. I like to count the number of times people say, yeah. It's like everybody's just like. There's not even... They used to have that drunk guy on there in the early episodes. That guy was fun. Then they had this eccentric old guy that used to search for he's been searching. He's dead. He died. They used to send, scuba divers down. They'd dig these big holes in the ground that are fill full of water. They'd send scuba divers down. Now they just dig holes. They just dig these little tiny holes. And they don't find shit. They haven't found jack. 13 seasons, and everybody seems like they're depressed on there. I'm sure they're happy with the checks coming in. I think the treasure is the show. The actual show is still extremely popular, apparently. That's the treasure. I don't know. That irritates me too. I'm like, why am I watching this? I can't stop watching it after 13 seasons. The early seasons were kind of fun. It's long past that. And these guys are just going through the motions. They're like, well, continues to, we're making millions of dollars a year off this bitch. I guess we'll just keep digging holes, whatever. Even that British guy, Mr. Bobby Dazzler, the metal detector dude. He seems like he's depressed. Hope they don't find somebody hung from a tree in that thing. I don't know. Even that guy, he's the most positive person on there. And then there's this other guy named Jack. I don't know what happened to him. He shows up sometimes through a Zoom call. And he looks like he's lost a bunch of weight. The guy's sick or something. Absolutely no. They don't even say a word about it. Guy looks like he's at death's door. At least he was positive. Him, Bobby Dazzler, they were positive. Both of them seem like they're depressed. I don't know. You still watching this thing? Curse of Oak Island? That whole island's going to collapse because they drilled so many holes in it. Dug so many deep holes in that thing. Deep. All right. So I don't know. My TV watching has not been satisfactory lately. You got blood, like an ass backing up to the screen. You got these people just digging holes in that for an hour. It's let's see what they've dug up this now. Oh, there's a piece of wood. All right, look at this. This is like a buckle off a shoe. That's why am I watching this? That could be from the 1600s. I'm looking. This is probably from the 1600s. Like, okay, I don't know what. Are you guys like looking for like treasure? Some kind of shoe buckle? That's not. That doesn't move the needle. Anyway, are you still watching it? Or am I the only one? No, it's still popular, super popular. Anyway, let's see what else I got here. Oh, yes, the other day I reached into the top drawer, the underwear drawer, and there was I grabbed hold of a pair. I was like, I don't know about that. Looked at it, was like, I don't know. I have like, for some reason I don't like that. I don't like that pair. I probably should throw it away, but I couldn't remember why. I couldn't remember the reason why I didn't like it. I just had vibes. It's like movies. Like if I see a movie, like if somebody says, like some old movie, have you seen whatever movie? I was like, yeah. Do you like it? Yeah, I did. I did like it. Do you remember that scene? No, I don't remember anything about it. I remember a lot of movies. I remember. A, did I see it? And B, how did I feel about it? And that's all I remember. I can't even remember what the movie was about. I remember nothing about it other than, yes, I saw it, and, excuse me, and whether I liked it or not. That's the vibe I was getting off this pair of drawers, right? It's like, I don't think I like these for some reason, but I can't remember why. Let's give them another ride. Let's take them out for another ride. So I was like, okay, and they were terrible. They were uncomfortable, and there's no good. There's nothing good, and I don't know. There's like a mashing element. There's like, instead of like you have to get the what do you call it? The support mechanism, the support element. There's no support. The mash, it's just mashing. I don't know. It's just, they're just not made well. They're made in a way that I don't know. They're uncomfortable. So all day I was like, I wish I hadn't. I don't like these. I'm like, when you're conscious of your undergarments, there's a problem. So all day I was like, I'm going to throw these things away. As soon as I get home, I'm going to toss these things. I should have gone with my gut. I knew there was a problem with that with that pair. It's like a certain, I don't know. So anyway, so then the next day I grabbed a pair that was had good vibes. It's like, I'm pretty confident these will be all right. And it was like night and day. You don't even think about it. You don't even know you have them on, and everything's good. Everything's beautiful. It's like, I had a job one time when I was a inventory manager. This was in Atlanta. I was an inventory manager at a large record company, and I was in charge of the video inventory. We had CDs and LPs in the beginning. LPs, CDs, cassettes, and then we also sold VHS and then later DVDs. And I was in charge of the video side of it. And I would place orders for product for our warehouse so that we could, when we get customer orders, there'd be product there, and you had to like forecast. You'd go by sales history. Forecast how much you need to buy. You don't want to overbuy. If you don't want dead products sitting there. So it's like it's something you have to learn how to do, right? You have to have minimal product on hand, but just enough. So I had this job. So that's the kind of job where nobody notices you, nobody thinks about you when everything's going right? Because if orders come in and the product's sitting there and it ships out, nobody even thinks about it. That's the way it's supposed to work, right? So the only time they notice you is when there's, important orders come in and the product's not there. They're like, Jeff, what the hell? Why are we out of this? This is like this is an important customer. We have to get this stuff. Got a big order for this. Why are we out of product? So they only notice you when there's something. You know what I mean? When there's something wrong. It's like this. It's like exactly the same way with underwear. If everything's going right, if it's doing its job, if there's no problem with the waistband, with the hoisting element of it all, the support and all that, then you don't even notice it. It's like you don't even think about it. But as soon as there's a problem, you're very aware. So it's exactly like, and it's also, when you think about it, it's wild. I mean, it can be off slightly. I mean, jeans are like this too. I mean, you can buy jeans that are exactly the same size and everything, and by a different manufacturer, and they're completely different. They feel completely different. They feel off. There's something off about them sometimes, and it's the same way, And it's like when it all comes together, when everything comes together, it's like, man. You should not take this for granted. This is some there must be some serious engineering going on. It's probably the same with a bra as it is with the underwear. The bra even is probably more. I mean, there's a complicated network of lines and pulleys. I don't know what's going on there. There's all kinds of stuff. I mean, there's like weight distribution. I mean, I don't know. It's like engineer. There's a bunch of engineering that goes in. The same as my drawers. There's got to be support, but it can't be too much. You know what I mean? It can't be crushing. You know what I mean? There's got to be ease. You got to be able to like movement. To be able to move without discomfort. It's like, so when it all comes together, it's like engineering, like almost like the Golden Gate Bridge. It's on the same level. It's like, I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? Are you with me on this? I mean, this is not something, I mean, it has to all come together. It has to be perfect. So many things have to be right. The engineering on this thing it's like it's like the Hoover Dam, and it's also like being an inventory manager. That's all I'm saying. Underwear is like the Hoover Dam and being an inventory manager. The engineering is crazy, and all right. I don't know where I'm going with this. But anyway, it was a bad day, and I could feel the vibes off of it when I picked them up. I was like, I don't know. I remember that I don't like these. I don't know why I keep them. I don't like throwing stuff away. I mean, I don't like them, but there's nothing wrong with them. They're not like ripped or anything. They're still in good shape. I'll hang on to them, and then like a year later, I'm like, now what was the reason I didn't like these? And then I have a day of discomfort, so I tossed them. Thought I'd bring you up to date on that. What else I have on it? Oh, there's a song. Back when I lived in Greensboro, my girlfriend at the time, Sharon, she used to work. She had a show on college radio, the college radio station, and so she'd do her show over there, and sometimes she'd come home with promos, like stuff, promotional CDs or like LPs, stuff that got sent into the radio station. They're hoping that they'd play it. Sometimes she got to bring stuff home. She came home one time with this 12-inch single of some song. It was a rap. It was like 80. This is in the 80s, so it was a rap song, like early rap. but it was like the chorus, if you could call it the chorus. The main part of the song was Kraft macaroni and cheese, Kraft macaroni and cheese, and then the thing would go something along those lines. Kraft. In fact, I don't even think it said Kraft. I think it said Kraft macaroni and cheese, right? So we thought that thing was hilarious. And we played it all the time, laughed about it. It was hilarious. And I have never been able to find that. I've searched high and low to try to find that, and it's impossible to find. I got into it with Grok, the AI agent, and I had a pretty good conversation with Grok about this, and he was asking me a lot of questions about it, and he was saying, he asked me a bunch of questions. He said, well, this is probably, he goes, it's almost certainly came out of Philadelphia or Chicago during the 1984 to 1986, which makes sense. That's exactly. He goes, there was a whole, there were these small little record labels that were putting things out that were kind of novelty food related during that era, like the Budweiser wrap and stuff like this. That's what one of it that was mentioned. It said that these labels, they would record these novelty songs, but they were like hip hop, rap, and they would send them to. They would press like 300 of them. They'd send it out to radio stations and try to get some airplay. And if they got some airplay, then they would make some more and sell the records in the wherever the airplay was. That was the business model. It said they made a whole bunch of them. Like there were all kinds of. It said during that era, out of Philly and Chicago, they were making food related, like brand name related wraps. And Grok believes that that's what it was. Said it was probably never sold in a record store. It was only sent out as a promo, trying to get a little traction. And it probably didn't go anywhere. And it's super obscure, and it's probably never been digitized, and it'll be extremely difficult to figure out who recorded it. Said it was probably recorded under a fake name. Said it said they used to crank these things out, trying to get some kind of traction. Thought that was interesting. It all adds up. It all makes sense. Kraft macaroni and cheese. Kraft. It was funny because it said, it said, what do you remember? And I said, I wrote that out. And the thing said, the is very telling. That's an important part of this. So that's how it was like tied to Chicago somehow and Philly. That I don't know. If I had more time, I might be able. I don't know. I might continue down that rabbit hole. But the Kraft macaroni and cheese wrap. Wonder if she still has that. I should reach out to her and see if she still has that 12-inch. That'd be awesome. I doubt it, but she might. All right, I think that's enough. I got a couple other things, but I think we're reached the end of the line here. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Hope you enjoyed that. I know it was ridiculous, but that's the way it goes. This is Friday, by the way. I took Friday off. I took today off because I have to work Sunday again. I'm taking it as a comp day, I used to be a little bit shy about that shit. Like, if I have to work on Sunday, now I'm like, if I have to work on Sunday, taking another day off. All right? This is not open for negotiation or debate. All right? So I took today off because I have to work Sunday. So, it's kind of quiet around here. That cat was driving me insane. He's a wild man. He's been locked up because it's so cold, frigid, bracingly cold. And so the cat's owner kept him indoors, him and his brother. for days. We haven't seen him in a long time. He showed up today. He was like banging on the door early in the morning. I was trying to sleep in the recliner because Tony goes up there at 7 a.m. and starts working. I relocate downstairs to the recliner and sleep. I can sleep in that thing pretty good. I mean, it's not an issue. But I was all reared back in that thing, sleeping, snoozing. That cat shows up and he's banging on the door. It's like he's knocking almost. He's he makes a ruckus. So I was like, damn it, woke me up. So I get up and I let him in the house, and he goes upstairs, starts raising a ruckus up there. Tony's like, I'm trying to work. Things like jumping around, like walking across her keyboard, standing on top of her head, standing on her shoulder like a pirate with a parrot, getting behind her monitors, like knocking shit off her desk. And he's like a maniac. He wants to come in and say hi, but he also doesn't want to be inside. He's had enough of the inside. He's an outdoor cat, he has to run wild, So Tony comes down, gives him some food. And he eats, but he won't calm down, so she puts him outside. And then I kind of doze off again. And he starts banging at the door. I'm like, oh my God, this cat. Oh my God, I'm irritated. I love when he stops by. I like seeing him. He's my buddy. But he was annoying the shit out of me today. That's how my day started. That thing's a lunatic. Wound up. I think I'm going to go get a car wash now. It's above freezing for the first time in a while. My car is just covered in road salt. It's an atrocious mess. It's eating away probably at the metal underneath the, it's gonna start rusting through. I feel like when you stand near it, you can just hear it just eating at the metal. You can hear it chomping, So I'm gonna go get that thing sprayed off. And that's it. We're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for everything. If you want 2 of these a week instead of a measly one, you can do that by heading to Patreon. That's Patreon, patreon.com/JeffK. Sign up for a $4 or more monthly donation, and you'll get a bonus episode. Every time there's one on the main network, like this one, where I was talking about the Hoover Dam, is exactly like my undergarments. Like that. Or the Golden Gate Bridge. I got the Golden Gate Bridge is exactly like my underwear. Like, this is the kind of... All right, this one right here, in a few days, there'll be another one. A bonus episode just for patrons, full length. So you can do that by heading to patreon.com/JeffK. You sign up for a $4 monthly donation, and it'll unlock all the bonus episodes that have been previously recorded and all the new ones as they come out. It's fantastic. Double the number of Surf Report podcast episodes. Patreon.com/JeffK. And you can call the hotline about the 500th episode or about anything else on your mind. Anything you want to get off your chest. Call me up. 570-290-8151. That's the number. That's our hotline, the Surf Report hotline. Call me around the clock. It's voicemail. You got 3 minutes. There's a 3-minute limit. It'll cut your ass off. It's very rude, very abrupt. You got a 3-minute window. So call me up round the clock. 570-290-8151. And surfreportpod.com is the web home of the podcast. A whole bunch of stuff there. I post pictures and I create AI illustrations. There's a lot of insanity there. So if you want to check out support materials for these episodes, you can find them at surfreportpod.com. And we're at the end of this thing. Thank you guys for everything. Until next time, which will be over on the Patreon side. Hope you guys have yourselves a fine day. I'll see you. Bye. I pride myself on straw trivia.